Welcome to All Things Marketing, a podcast where we talk about marketing from just about every angle. From digital trends and tips, to content marketing, to measurement, strategies, tactics, and just about everything in between. I'm your host, Bill Threlkeld, and thanks for joining us. The days of a public relations program's success being judged by the number of press releases sent via the newswire or en masse via an email blast are long over. Still, that hasn't stopped marketers today from throwing lots of money and time at these old-school tactics, ones that have little or no ROI or value in today's digital-centric media environment. Why is this? Simply put, it's because these approaches were very effective in the traditional media distribution environment of the past, where publishing company influencers such as editors and journalists held the keys to coverage and visibility. The internet, and particularly the weblog, more commonly known as a blog, changed all of that. As disruption due to web publishing and blogs accelerated, marketers and many PR consultants and professionals refused to acknowledge the shift to the emerging digital media landscape and stuck with tried and true old-school PR tactics. Too much money was still being wasted by these old-school service providers that were tapping into the confusion brand marketers had, and not enough ROI was being demanded by clients to force a change. Fast forward to today's web-centric publishing environment where print publications and newsrooms are being decimated and editors and journalists come and go weekly. No longer can a PR professional rely on a network of editorial friends to promise coverage to a client. Where visibility of your news release was a challenge in the past based on an editor's decision to run it, today, with over 2 million blog posts published every day, much of the content produced and distributed via the web gets buried under a mound of clutter. Content visibility is still a problem, it's just that the point of influence has shifted from the gatekeeper to the ability to drink from the fire hose. The content distribution ecosystem is a PR-based brand publishing approach that I use to address this new publishing environment. It leverages the power of PR as a non-paid third-party endorsement practice while leveraging the power of web publishing to amplify media mentions and brand-published content. The content distribution ecosystem is built around the benefits of the integrated marketing and communications model. Integrated marketing communications, or IMC for short, focuses on the visibility and impact you get as a brand publisher as brand messages are consistently delivered across multiple marketing channels in sync for maximum impact. This dynamic reflects the power of synergy. Synergy is defined as the interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate parts. Put in even simpler terms, the content distribution ecosystem is like a 1 + 1 = 3 approach to marketing communications. Here's how my content distribution ecosystem approach works. Ultimately, between 4 to 8 PR content assets are created and distributed in a synchronized manner, all with a similar message. These individual content components become part of what I refer to as an integrated content cluster. Think of the release as this cluster of similar themed content as an integrated PR campaign. Tapping into the power of an influencer's voice as the centerpiece of the PR cluster campaign, I interview one of your customer advocates via phone or Skype, where we talk about your product or service and the customer's love for the brand and product. That interview is captured as a digital audio file and edited and produced into a short 8 to 12-minute podcast. This is then uploaded to any number of digital media distribution platforms, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, just to name a few. Next, I'll transcribe the audio interview and create an editorial-style Q&A interview in PDF form, complete with pictures, logos, and any other brand elements. The layout is designed to mimic the feel of an editorial article. Next, I draft a press release using support points and quotes from the interview. The press release is pitched to targeted media, such as editors and bloggers, via a personalized one-to-one email method using a media database service I subscribe to that gives me access to individual journalists' email and phone number information. The digital nature of email means that activity on the emails sent to these influencers can be tracked in terms of opens and link clicks, two activities that communicate the journalist has taken interest in the pitch, a good sign that would lead to a follow-up call or email from me. A branded infographic is created using third-party research on the industry sector tied to the product announcement. A blog post is also created using the infographic as one visual. The blog post is uploaded to your website, and the Facebook pixel is installed for the potential promotion of the news on Facebook. Also, I produce a VNR, which is video news release, version of the press release. This is a short, less than 2-minute video version of the press release using images of the product and featuring voice quotes from the customer which were obtained in the original interview. This VNR can be uploaded to any number of video hosting services such as YouTube or Wistia. Now, here's where the power of the content distribution ecosystem really becomes evident. Because all of the content components in the PR cluster originated from a single customer interview, there is clear consistency and integration in the messaging strategy as an individual reads through or listens to content in the cluster campaign. And each component in the campaign is cross-linked or hyperlinked to encourage multiple levels of exposure to the messaging. For example, after reading the press release, an individual would click through to the PDF Q&A interview with the brand advocate. From that PDF, an individual can click on a link to the audio podcast, which references the infographic and related research. The blog post has links to the audio podcast and an embedded version of the VNR. In the content distribution ecosystem, there are actually 2 levels of distribution from a brand publishing perspective. The first is the original distribution of the individual pieces of cluster content, a press release via a one-to-one delivery to journalists, a podcast uploaded to Libsyn or iTunes, for example. The second level of distribution comes via brand social media platforms. Each content component in the content cluster also gets distributed via social media, such as links to the press release, podcast, and other materials tweeted or posted on Facebook or LinkedIn. And even better if your website is structured in such a way to host each content cluster on a page on your website. This way, links promoted on social media push traffic back to your site, details of which can be captured through the Facebook pixel or Google Analytics code. Since when uploading the blog post on your website, Facebook pixel code was also installed, this means you can leverage the content and visibility through your Facebook marketing efforts for very little money. In summary, the increasing amount of content clutter on the web today is making it harder and harder for brand marketers to get exposure via traditional PR methods. The content distribution ecosystem addresses the shifting point of influence in the media landscape to digital publishing and offers brands a way to continue to tap the third-party endorsement power of a strong public relations program. Thanks for listening.